Hey guys, Magnus here, bringing you another video. Apologies for there not being a video for a little bit, and apologies for this being a bit late. I have been a little bit busy in the old personal life. But today, I did a vote in the Discord like a week ago, asking which characters' costumes you want me to rank next, and it was overwhelmingly Willy, which is rather surprising. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting it to be Willy. I was expecting it to be Flanders or Milhouse, or maybe Krusty. Willy was my last thought, but whatever. So yeah, we'll be doing Willy today. So we'll be ranking him from the worst costume all the way to the best costume. We may as well just get straight into the video. So let's start it off with the worst costume for Willy. Number 85. It's a stonecutter costume. Please, I am sorry, okay? I'm never gonna live the fact down that I gave the stonecutters the character costume point in TSTO Battle of the Best Events. I admit I was wrong giving them that point, but because yeah, I have to agree. So the stonecutter costumes aren't that great. I think at the time when they were added, I was really hyped for them, and even for like a couple of years, I still looked back on them rather positively. But I think now I can kind of see that really they are the worst of the costumes. Apart from a few, like obviously Homer's costume. Homer's one is pretty good, and even Burns' one's pretty decent as well. It's just compared to other costumes that the character has, they don't really, they're not favourable. So number 85 is of course Willy's one. It's a simple Stonecutter's costume. The one positive to this is obviously if you want to collect all the Stonecutter's costumes, then that's it's good to kind of get it. Another positive was when it was first added, it was actually a prize. So you won this in the event, and it came with the Stonecutter costume for Skinner as well, so you got both of them. Then it was re-added in the Stonecutter's Black Market Sale, The Buck Stops Here, and Not Yet Spring Cleaning for 50 donuts, and then it was re-added in Thanksgiving 2018 and All American Auction for 20 donuts. So I would say it was added at a little bit expensive price. I think 50 donuts is too much. I know I say 60 donuts is fair for a costume, but this costume has no animations, which is another negative that we'll get onto. It was also added in the yearbook too for 30 donuts, so yeah, there's many times that you could re-get this. I think 30 donuts is the most I would say this costume is worth. So, one unreasonable price in a couple of updates, but some okay prices too. Now, of course, the other big negative about this costume is it's got 0 animations, which I talked about just before. Yeah, no animations at all for this, which is really disappointing. I think the Stonecutter costumes are like an example of some of the only costumes that don't have animations. Pretty sure every other costume does have an animation, but yeah. So not great in terms of that, but I certainly don't think it's like terrible. It's just bad. It's bad to meh. So anyway, that is the worst of Willy's costumes. Number 85. Satyr Willy, or Satyr Willy. I don't know however you want to say it. Satyr. So Satyr Willy, or Satyr Willy. Yeah, this one's okay. Like, I don't think it's terrible, but and it was obviously originally free in the Winter 2016 event. However, it's never been re-added, and that's a big negative for me. Now, I say this, I'm sometimes wrong, but I'm going off what the wiki's telling me, and the wiki basically is saying that it's never been re-added, so I'm going off that, and I'm hoping it's true. But yeah, it's telling me it's never been re-added. And if that's true, that kind of firmly locked its place as the second worst costume. But if it's not true, it still doesn't really change it that much. I just think this costume's kind of There's nothing special about it. The episode where it comes from is just a brief kind of appearance of Willy. It's not like a major part of the episode or anything. So he's got 2 animated tasks: eat heartedly, which is okay, and play the flute, which you'd kind of expect for this type of character. Yeah, it's just nothing that amazing. I mean, it's Willy with 2 horns and he's bare-chested, and we have loads of bare-chested Willy costumes, so it's not even a big deal. Like, it's just him with some horns on. I honestly just think the costume's kind of bland, really. Nothing that special. Plus, it was obviously added in a bad event. Not that is kind of reason for it being bad. I think we should separate the content from the event, but it certainly leaves a kind of bad taste in your mouth when you think of this costume. Yeah, overall I think just really bland, nothing too special about it, so that's why I'm putting it as the second worst. Slave Labourer Willy. Slave Labour Willy, I guess. I like this costume a lot. I think the kind of rugged look of Willy is quite humorous. He almost looks like the guy from Tom Hanks's character from Castaway. He just looks crazy. I think this is also another kind of example of something that hasn't really come from a very memorable episode. Like, it's not something that I do remember it's from, but I just don't think it was anything that special. It was just a throwaway joke, really. But the one thing I think this costume definitely really has, that's really, really cool, is the generate electricity, which he does at the little manual power generator, which is the thing that he comes with. Yeah, I quite like that animation. I think it's really funny. And then subsist on gruel is quite cool as well. It's just him eating gruel. Nothing too amazing, but the generate electricity one is definitely really, really cool. Now, he only costs $2,000. He was completely free, basically. It doesn't cost donuts, so you don't have to pay real life money. You do have to obviously earn in-game currency to get him, but it's only $2,000. It's not that much. He was added originally in the Musk Who Fell to Earth episode tie-in, and then he was re-added in the Time Traveling Toaster, and apparently he's never been re-added. However, I think the reason for that is, obviously, they've kind of shied away from adding stuff in the store that's cash, and they tend to only do mystery boxes, but both times this was added, it was added in for cash, so maybe it's something to do with that, I'm not sure. But regardless, I think, although it's a bit annoying it hasn't been re-added recently, I think regardless, it's a really, really funny looking costume. He looks really just rugged and just crazy looking. And yeah, I think it's a good costume, so that is Slave Labor Willy. Number 3, I think that's fair. Task Maker Willy. So this is obviously his Egyptian ghetto, if you will, or his Egyptian wear. I like this a lot. I think it's kind of funny that they tried to combine like his kind of Scottish element with this kind of Egyptian element as well. I quite like it. It looks really funny. Now, of course, this comes from the episode where the Bible stories, I think it was the Bible stories one anyway, but obviously they did the whole kind of Moses retelling with Bart and Milhouse and Lisa. And obviously the Pharaoh was Skinner, and his kind of right-hand man, if you will, was Willy. And so that's what Taskmaker Willy is. He's got 2 animations, Crack the Whip, which is standard. I expect him to have that. It's pretty cool though. And then Go Pharaoh, which I think is really funny to look at. So 2 good animations. He was initially added he was added free as an Act 2 prize, and he came with the Egyptian pyramid. He was then re-added in a later Treehouse of Horror for 90 donuts with the Egyptian pyramid. But the Egyptian pyramid was a building, I'm pretty sure. Yes. So the pyramid, it does earn currency. So 90 donuts for a costume and building, pretty reasonable in my opinion. So I'm not going to knock any points for the donut price. Yeah, I think overall it's a pretty solid costume. Looks really cool, 2 cool animations, and is reasonably priced. Everything you want in a costume. So Taskmaker Willy, number 2 for me. But there is a number 1. Can we have that drum roll? It's of course Bare-Chested Willy. How could it not be? Okay, so this is Willy's first costume, so it's got a special place in my heart. Plus, it comes from the Whacking Day update. I love the Whacking Day update. I think it's a great update. It's one of the kind of first non-annual kind of big events that I witnessed. It might actually be the first non-annual event I had. I'm not entirely sure, but it was a very special update in my heart because I remember I was so hyped for it, and when it came out, when it dropped, I was so excited, and I really loved playing this update. Now, the one great thing about this costume, straight off the bat, is it has 3 animations. So you got wrestle a snake, which is cool as hell. One finger push-ups, which is also funny as hell. And then use washboard abs, which again is also funny as hell. 3 really unique and cool animations. They're not repeats in any way. They are all kind of unique to them in themselves, which is brilliant. Also, the costume was originally free in the Whacking Day 2013 update. Obviously, it was a prize, so you got it for 7,500 snakes. It was re-added, unfortunately, for donuts, but it was 60 donuts. So, wasn't so bad. It was initially re-added for 60 donuts in the Yard Sale 2014, the Terwilliger update, the Whacking Day 2016 update, the County Fair update, and then it was also added in the yearbook for 30 donuts, and then it was added for 20 donuts to the Thanksgiving 2018 and the All-American Auction. 20 donuts, very reasonable. And on top of that, in the Simpsons Wrestling update, you could have got this for 1 token. So, yeah, overall, I think this is a really reasonable costume. It's been added for reasonable prices. It's got 3 really cool animations. I would even go as far as to say that the costume is worth more than 60 dollars. But what about the look? Is the look unique enough to be number 1? It's, at the end of the day, it's just Willy bare-chested. Well, I will say that chest is majestic to look at, so yes, it is worth it. So yeah, that is it for my costumes for Willy's Ranked. Bare-chested Willy, man, it just had to get number 1. It's great. It's a great costume. If you disagree with me, you're just wrong. So that is it for the Willy costumes ranked. Head over to the Discord where I will be taking in which one you want to see next. So obviously we've got Millhouse, Flanders, and Krusty to go. Those are the 3 to have, and I'm going to do a 4th, but I want to get those 3 out the way before I do that 4th. I'm breaking my kind of 5 costume rule. I'm going to lower it down to 4 because there's one character who has 4 costumes, and I thought, why not? We may as well do that one as well. I'm not going to do any characters with 3 costumes though, because that would just be a bit tedious. I don't know. I'll consider it. Tell me your thoughts actually. Tell you what, guys. If you think I should do costumes, characters with only 3 costumes, leave that comment in the description. That will mean there will be more videos to do. But I'd certainly be open to doing that if you guys want to see it. It just means the videos will be a lot shorter. Or maybe I'll drag them out so I can get some extra ad revenue. We'll have to see. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Tell me your thoughts on the video. Tell me your thoughts, what you would rank Willy's costumes on. And head over to the Discord to vote on which character you want to see next. Thanks for watching as always. Goodbye.